Hey everyone, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Bethany, and today's recipe I'm going to be showing you how to make super soft dinner rolls. No matter how full I am on the holidays, I can always fit one of these in because they're just that good. So let's get right into it. All right, so the first step in our rolls, I've heated up 1 cup of whole milk to 110 degrees. We want that warm to get our yeast activated. Whether you're using activated yeast or instant yeast, it's gonna help that, get going. And then we're gonna do 3 tablespoons of white sugar. This is gonna help feed our yeast too. Then I have 1 packet of active dry yeast, and that's equivalent to 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast. So we're gonna put that in the warm milk and sugar. And just whisk that together. If you're using instant yeast, you don't need to do this step. You can just skip it and include all the ingredients together since it's already activated, but we'll let this sit for about 10 minutes. All right, so once our yeast has activated and sat for 10 minutes, we're going to add the rest of our ingredients. So I'm gonna do 1 egg, and I've warmed these up to room temperature because I don't want super cold eggs going into this because then that's gonna make the butter cold. And then we're actually gonna do 1 egg yolk. And the egg yolk is gonna add a nice richness to this dough, make it a little bit more tender, just kind of like a more enriched dough. Then we're gonna do 6 tablespoons of cubed softened butter. I'm actually doing salted butter. I know that's like a huge no-no with baking, but I cook with salted butter and I've never felt like it was too much salt when added to baking recipes. Then we're gonna do 2 teaspoons of kosher salt. And then doing 1 cup at a time, I'm gonna add 3 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. And I'm actually not using a KitchenAid mixer. We don't have one, ours broke a while ago and I just never replaced it, but I'll show you how to do this without a KitchenAid mixer, but you'll want to use your dough hook at this point. And so we'll just mix that together. Like I said, we're adding 1 cup at a time. If you're not using a KitchenAid mixer, this does require a little bit of elbow grease, but I don't mind. I think it's nice to make bread with your hands. These rolls are so good. Every year we make dinner rolls and I always have to have them, even if I am so full. And they are just irresistible when they're fresh from the oven. They are just pillowy and soft and, oh, they're just so good. Okay, I'm putting my 3rd cup in. And don't worry, this is gonna start to come together. It's gonna be a little dry and then it's gonna turn pretty sticky and then it'll turn into a nice smooth dough. Then our last 1/4 cup. And I'm actually gonna ditch the rubber spatula and just use my hands at this point. Just get that last bit of flour incorporated. So now I'm gonna transfer this onto my countertop. And I'm gonna get all that flour that's in there just on here. And I'll start to knead that together so it can just start coming together. And this is where, if you're using a KitchenAid, you can speed up your mixer a little bit. And you'll start to notice that this dough is gonna turn sticky. And that's kind of how it works. When we're hand kneading this, we're gonna need to add some flour. So just sprinkle it in as needed. So right here, we're getting sticky. So I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit on, a little bit under, and you're just gonna add it as you need it. A little bit more flour, knead that in. So if you have a KitchenAid mixer, you're going to use your dough hook attachment and knead the bread in the machine for about 5 minutes, then remove it and knead by hand 3 minutes. But since I don't have that, I'm gonna knead this by hand for about 8 minutes. But this is building up that gluten so that we get nice, beautiful, soft rolls. All right, so at this time, I'm about 5 minutes in with hand kneading and I don't need any more flour. The dough is nice and soft and smooth and we're just gonna be kneading until it's nice and springy. Okay, so our dough is looking good and you just wanna use your finger and press it If it bounces back, it should be good. Has a nice spring to it. I'm just gonna make this into a nice little ball. So now I'm gonna take another bowl and I'm gonna lightly grease it with a little bit of olive oil and use my fingers to just rub that around evenly. Just take our dough and put it in there. And then we'll cover this bowl tightly with some plastic wrap. So now we're going to let this brew for 1 hour and it's gonna double in size. And you can put this in your oven with the light on or put your oven on for a few seconds and then shut it off. You just want it to be slightly warm in there, not hot. So we'll let this brew for 1 hour. All right, so we have a separate dough that was proving. So we're gonna just flip the bowl upside down, have it come out, no flour on the surface. So what we're gonna do is just cut this in to 15 dough balls. And you can weigh this, I've done that, but you can just also do this by eye. So you're gonna use a bench scraper, just cut off a piece. And what you'll do is just take the bread and just pull some up off the bottom, then flip it over like this. This might be a little small. And then you'll take your hands and just cup it and turn it. And that surface tension is just gonna help move the dough around and you'll get a nice smooth ball. This might be a little small, but you can always add to it. The dough is actually pretty forgiving. So we'll just repeat that with the other doughs. So just pinch like this, pull some up, flip it over. So if it's too small, you can just take the extra flour, fold it in like that, flip it, and then go like that. And then just repeat that until you have 15 dough balls. And I thought I would shout out some of my viewers. I haven't done that in a while. I wanted to shout out Max Heim and Bill Wright. Both of you are amazing cooks, and I see a lot of your recipes that you tag me in that you do of mine, and I see your other recipes that you're making, and so many of you are such good cooks, and I could learn a lot from you. So thank you so much for both of your support and supporting the videos, making the recipes. I really appreciate it. So now I have a 9x13 baking dish. I'm using a ceramic dish. I don't like to use stainless steel cast iron dishes when baking bread, cinnamon roll type stuff, because it really dries it out. You want these to be nice and fluffy, soft. So a glass ceramic dish is gonna be best for that. So we're gonna take this is nice and greased with some butter, and we're gonna take these, put them in groups of 3. Just space them out a little bit. They are going to prove again. Okay, so now we're gonna cover these again and they're gonna do another rise. So we'll put these back in our warm spot or proving oven for 45 minutes to an hour. They should nicely rise, but we don't want them to go too much because they're gonna spring a lot in the oven. Okay, so these are done proving, and we'll take the plastic wrap off. And they rose nicely. We're not looking for anything super big as they're gonna spring in the oven, like I said. So now we're going to bake these in the oven at 350 degrees for about 18 to 20 minutes. I kind of lean more towards 20 minutes because I like it a little bit more golden on top. But if you like a little bit less color on the rolls, you can go towards 18 minutes. Okay, so Drew is here to taste. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
You typically make the dinner rolls every year. I don't, because I'm usually busy with the turkey, the side dishes, so.
That's right. One of my favorite things to make for Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about these.
How do you just enter the chat?
That's so good. Wow. I love that.
When they come out of the oven, I have to have self-control because I want to eat like all of them.
Yeah, seriously.
So good.
These are heavenly, seriously. Perfectly fluffy. They're like buttery, soft, delicious.
Good structure. Seriously, it's really hard to mess these up. Even if they come out looking a little funky and not perfect, they taste amazing. So
seriously, I think they're amazing. I would absolutely have 3 or so at Thanksgiving if I had room for it and a plate of everything else. But I mean, you can't have Thanksgiving without good dinner rolls.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited about these for Thanksgiving, possibly Christmas if we double up.
Yeah, we typically serve them for Christmas too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So good.
Yeah, well, good.
Well done.
Cool. Well, they'll be on our Thanksgiving dinner menu and probably our Christmas one as well. So if they make it onto your dinner menu, feel free to let us know in the comments what you think of them. We love them, and I think your guests are gonna love them, especially warm, fresh from the oven. They're irresistible. You just have to have some self-control to not eat a bunch of them. So yeah, but that's everything for today. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoy this recipe. And as always, we'll catch you in the next recipe, and I'll see you in the comments.